Hello again. Now, as power squabbles continue in the city of Johannesburg, residents remain concerned about service delivery. Political parties are fighting to take over the city at the expense of residents. The mayor, Dr. Moloko, has fought tooth and nail to hold on to power, but the ANC says it will table another motion of no confidence against her in the coming days. My colleague, that's our reporter at ANC here, Moloko Moloto, joining us now for more on the story. He's been covering this story for us over the last couple of days. Good afternoon, Moloko. Welcome. So the mayor of Joburg, Dr. Palatse, is saying the ANC is willing to collapse Joburg in order to satisfy its lust for power. What does she mean? Tell us more.
Well, you would recall yesterday the ANC actually said that Mpho Phalatse has collapsed the finances of the city to a point that the municipality must now get a loan of about 2 billion rand for it to stay afloat. Today, the executive mayor called a media briefing primarily to blow her own horn, to say that this is the work that I have done since we were elected in November last year. For instance, she's citing the energy indaba that was held in May to say they are making headway. They actually want to remove the City of Johannesburg off the Eskom grid so that they can have sustainable energy. But she's also saying when she was still here, before they removed her in October, there was the levels of crime had gone down. She's saying when she returned to office after the court reinstated her, she actually discovered that there were attempts to destroy the foundations and the structures of good governance, which she says her government had put in place, and she's attributing that to Dada Morero. Of course, there are issues. She concedes that as much as the ANC is saying the finances are messy, she's saying they are not, that messy, actually. But she concedes that they are not in a favorable position, so much that if they cannot get the 2 billion rand loan that they require from the Development Bank of Southern Africa, it might be very difficult for them to continue operating. And as a result, Braden, remember, for them to go to request that loan, Council must first approve that report, and that report has not been tabled before Council, and Mpho Phalatse is blaming both the Speaker, Colin Makubele, and the ANC, saying they are blocking that because they want to collapse the city. Let's listen to her.
Much was said about the finances of the city because, of course, this is where the attention of the corrupt is focused. There was little to no truth about what was said, in the main because the figures were unaudited. We have nothing to hide because the audited figures will be presented before Council as per legislation. What was of concern was how nonchalant Councillor Dada Morero was about the delayed 2 billion rand short-term loan from the DBSA, the report of which was supposed to serve at the last Council meeting, but was blocked and has been kicked further down the road due to the cancellation of today's extraordinary meeting of Council. It shows that the ANC is willing to collapse the city in order to grab power. While finances are not in the best position, we're taking active steps to rectify this. So this notion that there is anxiety about the payment of salaries is a fabrication, and that we cannot meet our financial obligations is a lie. Notably, we're one of the few municipalities across the country that does not owe Eskom or Rand Water.
Moloko, you also spoke to some Joburg residents. Of course, I think top of mind for us as residents will be what's going on. This back and forth power battles, power squabbles within the council. How are they going to affect us as residents? What did you find out from residents?
Well, Braden, you'll agree, if you really are not following these developments, you can be very confused. And that's what we actually found from the residents of Johannesburg. They are just confused. They don't know what actually is going on. The development are so rapid. But the issue here is the impact of all these squabbles on service delivery. One, quickly, is the fact that if you start driving around Johannesburg, you will see that there's rubbish that's uncollected. Why? Because one contract, fleet contract, which the municipality must renew, it's unable to do that because
that's pick it up.
For pick it up. In other words, if they don't resolve this urgently, they will not be able to utilize the 4,000 vehicles in Johannesburg that they have contracted to the service provider. That's one. But secondly, they have not spent 740 million rand, Braden, for the financial year that ended in June this year. Part of that money was to expand the Rea Vaya bus rapid transport system. Part of it was also to create jobs in Johannesburg.
So Treasury is taking back the money?
It has taken it back, and it's refusing to roll it over into this current financial year.
No accruals, I guess.
Exactly. Let's now listen to some of the residents of Johannesburg who are just expressing themselves about this never-ending situation.
I think it's power mongering, which is very unfortunate, because when it comes to local government, it should all be about service delivery. I don't think politicians should be using this to try and accept power from one another, because it compromises citizens. We don't even know what this is about, because elections were run, they decided to go in coalition, so they must wait for the next round of local government elections if they want to really be in power. For now, the arrangement that they've agreed upon should stand. They should make sure that they deliver services.
Like, I've wasted my vote voting for them because they are not helping. I voted expecting them to work for us, but they are not doing that.
All of them fight for power. At the end of the day, they get power, they abuse it. And they abuse it because nothing gets done. They keep promises and make promises for people to join the party. Then once you join, you vote for the party. At the end of the day, we don't get the services.
Some frustrated residents of Johannesburg expressing their views there to Moloko Moloto about the power battles that have been playing themselves out recently in the Joburg City Council.